Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo, exactly. It's May 5th. Good morning, afternoon, evening. Curt and Jen, this is our podcast. Thank you for being here. And we would love, as Jen always says, love, if you would like, follow, and or subscribe, which doesn't cost anything.
No,
Subscribe something that costs dollars, doesn't it?
It's seriously so easy to do. Just press the little, even if you just press the little thumbs up button that you like this episode, that would help. And that just takes up like a second or two.
At minimum or maximum, I should say. So do that and hang on for today's big program because we will have for you some Cinco de Mayo facts. You're going out there well armed for today with your Cinco de Mayo facts because you're going to need them.
And Curt has a puppy update, which I'm super excited to hear about because I don't know all the details. And we've got a brain health test that you can do at home that I feel like I would fail, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it.
Your brain is fine. Your brain health maybe. We'll find out, right? Lady Gaga set a new record. Also, here's something, BYOC. We'll explain that. What exactly is BYOC?
Yep, we've got your life improvements that you wish you made sooner. That was part of our question of the day from Friday that we posted online on Facebook on Curt and Jen in the Morning, which there are some great answers. I can't hear you, Curt. Why can't I hear you?
I fixed it. I broke it and then I fixed it.
Okay.
You can hear me now, right?
I can hear you. Okay, then finally we have... Oh, okay. We're right in.
Fine. Well, you just assumed that was for the Cinco de Mayo story, huh?
Well, 100%. I mean, because here's the thing why we're going to talk about this, because most people feel like, oh, it's Cinco de Mayo. It's all about drinking beer and having some Mexican food and a margarita, and it's Mexican Independence Day. Mm-hmm. It is not. 40% of Americans, well, 39 to be exact, think that it's a Mexican Independence Day. I don't know why I keep saying American. Sorry. Do you have anything to add to that, Curt Cruz?
That it is not. I love that. I have to do stuff to add to that. We have to explain exactly Cinco de Mayo actually, and I know this because I'm reading it right from the page here. Commemorates the Mexican victory over the French at the Battle of Puebla, which took place on May 5th, 1862. Hence, Cinco de Mayo has been around since, 163 years or so now.
Yeah. So here's a history lesson. The battle itself was not a major strategic win, and the French took control of Mexico 2 years later, but it was a major morale boost for the Mexican resistance, and it helped them to gain an alliance with the Americans to eventually force the French to withdraw. I did not know that.
I didn't know any of that either.
So now...
Are we going to remember that for next Cinco de Mayo?
Probably not, but we're going to be here to talk about it and remind.
Some of the other things we found out as far as Cinco de Mayo facts go, 70% of Americans, there you go, plan to celebrate Cinco de Mayo in one way or another. Most plan to do it by eating Mexican food.
Are you going to?
Yeah.
What are you going to? Are you making homemade stuff or are you going to go out?
We might make homemade stuff, or if we go out, it'll probably be to Azul in Mill Creek Town Center just because it's close and delicious and the best place ever.
It won't be busy at all.
Oh, it's nuts. 20% of Americans said that they will celebrate Mexican culture in some way. 14% said they'll have a house party. Another 8% will read up on Mexican history, which you should do, but you're actually getting all the Mexican history you need right now from us. Everything.
Are you, though? Maybe brush up a little bit more if you're going to celebrate. That was what I have to say about that.
And if you are interested, the Google Trends actually put out a map of most searched Cinco de Mayo cocktails. Looks like most people are going with the margaritas, but in the Midwest, micheladas. Have you know what that is?
Micheladas.
Micheladas? Is that Michelob and Adas?
Micheladas.
I doubt that very much what I said is what it is.
Oh, crap. Now, palomas. I know what a paloma is. That's like some kind of spirit. I forget tequila. Is it tequila, right? Tequila.
Why are you asking me? I was asking you.
Pina coladas. Why do they?
Oh, pina colada. Okay, all right. I thought you were still on micheladas.
No, I was paloma. Okay, hold on, Curt Cruz. Cover for me for a second on something. Say something, because I got to.
Well, I can say that tequila sunrise, that particular cocktail is also very popular as a drink for Cinco de Mayo. Tequila sunrise. Don't look that up.
Michelada. is a Mexican beer cocktail that combines beer's boldness with the tang of a lime and tomato.
All right.
So, oh, that's right. Okay, so yeah, you take a beer and you put like V8 juice in it
Oh,
and some
yeah.
lime.
The limes I could do. The V8 and beer sounds kind of.
It's actually not terrible.
What an endorsement. It's actually not terrible. I love it.
Puppies. We need to talk about Curt's puppies.
Well, we are fostering the 2 pups, and we had not named either of them, actually, because we were like, well, we're just fostering them. We can't give them new names.
Well, they had names, right? They had names they had their litter name.
Their bio names, right? Which is actually, and those names, and this is through Washington German Shepherd Rescue, those names are Sinclair and Shiloh.
Okay.
So, which are not bad names.
No.
You know? That's all right. We have decided that we're going to adopt one of them. They just real quick, we would adopt both of them, but they won't let us. And there's a reason for that, especially I guess with shepherds, you have issues with litter mates, bonding issues, you have dominance issues, where the case may be. So what they suggested was, if you want 2, go ahead and get one now, have it for 6 months, 9 months, or whatever, let it establish itself, and then bring the second one in. So that's the short explanation as to why we're not keeping both of the pups, because they're both awesome. If you'd like to adopt, get to WashingtonGermanShepherd.com, WashingtonGermanShepherdRescue.com, and you can see them on there, Sinclair and Shiloh.
Which one are you taking, though? Which one did you decide? Which I think would be so hard. That's like deciding between 2 children, which one you're going
to... Because they're both great. They both have different personalities, but we're going to go with Shiloh, which we decided to rename Matilda.
Matilda, and tell me why, because you said you wouldn't tell me yesterday. You're like, that has a special place in our heart.
There's a couple of Tom Waits songs that are we very much like and we very much enjoy, that talk about Matilda. One is actually a take on the song Waltzing Matilda, which one of them we played at our wedding, and so Dana and I we're just fond of that name. And
so you're gonna call it Maddie or Tilly?
Sure. Or hey, that would probably be a lot.
That will be a sad day to give back the other one,
which is Sinclair. But she is gonna go to a good home. We're gonna make sure of it.
Yeah. Okay. I hope it's someone that we know.
Why is it not you, Jen Pirak? Oh, you already have 2.
I have 1.
Well, in your house you have 2 big dogs.
No, because Jackie's passed away.
Yeah, that's right. You have 1 big dog in your house. Yeah. Scratch that part.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you need another. I'm just saying. What's this about brain health, Jen? And a way to test your brain health?
Well, this is a video that went a little viral on the internet, on social, if you will. And it's this guy that it sounds like he's a science guy. Anyway, it's been proven by scientists that if you, that the older you get, your reaction time goes down, or it's a key indicator. Your reaction time is a key indicator that our brain is still working very well.
So,
but that declines with age a little bit. So what you do is you sit down, with your arm on a table so that your wrist is hanging over the edge.
And right? This is the ruler drop test.
Yes, and you turn your wrist so that your thumb and your pointer finger are facing up. And then you have your helper pinch the very top of a ruler where the numbers finish, right? So they're holding, like, if it's a foot ruler, the 12 at 12 inches.
Right. Basically, yeah. Well, if you get a visual for it, you're going to try to pinch off this. They're going to let go of this ruler, and you're going to try to pinch and grab it before it.
You're
see how far it falls.
The person dropping the ruler for you, you're right at 0. You're at the 0 mark, and as soon as they drop it, you pinch it. But they're not going to give you any warning that they're going to drop it.
There'll be no 1, 2, 3, go. So,
and then you pinch it with your pointer finger and thumb and catch it, and then you measure. Then you have a measurement, right? Like you've caught it at 2 inches, or you caught it at 6 inches, or whatever.
Well, they're using centimeters here.
Okay, well, centimeters.
There's, basically what they're saying is, if you can catch that ruler at a distance of less than 7.5 centimeters, your brain, your reaction time is excellent. And then it goes down to there from like 7.5 to 16 centimeters. That's above average, and 15.9 to 20.5 is average, and down from there. So again, you just have to get a friend. You can't do this yourself. Like hold a ruler in your left hand and.
You can't do that.
You need to have a partner that's going to be the dropper, and then you just try to grab that thing. You just try to snap Senate. And it's the shorter the distance in centimeters is, the better your reaction time.
Well, right. It said not only will the results of this test show you how well your brain is functioning, but it can also be a window into your overall risk of death, because one study found that a strong relationship between the reaction times and the risk of death from a coronary heart disease, stroke, or respiratory disease is high, like depending on where you're grabbing it.
Right. You should probably look into other things if you think that you have any of those issues besides just the ruler tests. Like maybe consult a physician.
Yeah,
but,
not us.
Exactly. But yeah, it's a starting point, I guess, right?
So when were Curt and Jen trying to be doctors?
So
I don't know this song. Oh, yes, I do. Okay, yes,
see,
I
I
do.
knew if I just boosted it there. That's an interesting song where the actual guitar riff is probably better known than some of the lyrics, you know?
Oh, for sure.
So Smoke on the Water, playing that because the Vatican will be announcing the next pope. And maybe you recall from, I knew that they did this. It's been a while, but it's kind of like a gender reveal party, but it's a pope reveal party. They're going to use smoke.
But they don't use like blue or pink smoke because a female can't even be the pope.
Right. Your options here are going to be black smoke or white smoke. So I think I remember this from, I mean, it was 2013 last time we had a new, that's when Pope Francis came in. But the way the smoke signals work, I'm going to call them smoke signals. Vatican workers attached a special chimney atop the Sistine Chapel this past Friday. And with each vote for who they think, who the people are voting on for the next pope, they'll burn their ballots in a stove, right?
Well, they need to have a 2/3 majority vote in order for them to announce a new pope. That's first and foremost. And they start gathering, they sequester themselves until they find a new pope starting on Wednesday. They have no outside contact, zero, zilch. They do not leave the Sistine Chapel.
Right. Well, they must if they don't get a pope in the first, day or whatever, then that's, I think, that they do the black smoke. They say if black smoke comes out of the chimney there at the Sistine Chapel, the cardinals are not in agreement and will need to vote again. Okay. So
I was surprised to find out in this. Well, first of all, there's 135 cardinal electors behind these secret locked doors, right?
Okay.
And then they vote like, is it 4 times a day? Is that what I read? Jeez Louise, Jen Pirak.
It's all right. They vote, and then at some point they will all agree, or they'll get that 2/3 majority is what they need.
It's never taken more than 4 days.
Right.
That I know. I feel like I was reading that they vote twice in the morning and twice in the afternoon to try to figure this out.
I wish that I knew more about this, because it seems to me if they say, okay, we're going to have our first vote, just say at 9 a.m. or whatever, and you do your votes, and then they say, okay, well, there's not a 2/3 majority, voted again. So that means that some people have to change their votes, because I think, wouldn't you just at the same time, I'm going to vote for this person every time?
Well, I wonder if there's debate. Like, do they talk about it?
See, we don't even know. I'm sure that there are some much smarter, or in my case, more Catholic people than me that would, because anyway, we would like to know.
Okay. I feel like this episode, we're ill prepared.
Is it off the rails already? Well, we just don't know about it. We're sharing this information, and then halfway through the story, we're like, wait a minute, what about this? So the gist of it is either the black smoke will come out if they've not agreed yet, and then white smoke, when the white smoke comes out of the Sistine Chapel chimney, that's like, hey, we got a new pope. And then I guess they let you know who it is, shortly thereafter.
Okay, hold on. This is what AI says. Now, I know it cannot be trusted.
Okay. But it's something.
Popes typically do not openly talk about who they want to be elected as their successor. The process of electing a new pope, known as the conclave, is a closed and secretive event. Cardinal electors, who are responsible for choosing the new pope, are bound by oath of secrecy and seclusion. While cardinals may have their preferences and engage in discussion behind okay, so they might have preferences and discussions behind the scenes. These discussions are not they're not public. So they go in and they talk about it, but they don't. It's very secret.
Right.
You will not know the details.
So there is not voting for the same person over and over again.
I don't know.
Okay. Great story, though. We're not off the rails totally yet, right?
Okay.
Lady Gaga
Yes.
set an all-time attendance record for a concert, despite there was actually a bomb threat involved. Unfortunately, that was taken care of and nothing went wrong.
I can't believe how many people were in one place to see it.
2.5 million people Lady Gaga played for. Again, 2.5 million people. It was a free concert at Copacabana Beach in Rio de Janeiro on Saturday. A free concert.
Crazy.
That's how you get 2.5 million people.
Female artist in history.
That's how you get your 2.5 million people. Like, hey, it's not only one of the biggest artists ever, but it's also a free show. Well, let's go.
2.5 million people, though. Can you even imagine?
Well, Madonna apparently had the prior record, which was 1.6 million, and that was at the same beach there in Rio de Janeiro. That was about a year ago that she set that record. So that must be quite the venue there, that beach in at Rio de Janeiro, Copacabana Beach. So,
Curt, I have a question about this because you're a sound guy. You own your own sound company, Sound Insight, right? Sound Insight. If you want Curt Cruz to do your sound in your site,
sure, both of those things.
But how do you do acoustics on a beach for 2.5 million people?
I'm going to say you have a lot of speakers and a lot of help.
Like that's
I don't know how you prepare. I mean, I guess it's the same way as you do for, 1,000 or 10,000 people. Just multiply it times 20.
That just is a lot. But it's a lot of area to cover, I guess, right? Because you can't. I don't know. I mean,
it's a massive undertaking, I'm sure.
I hope no one was injured in that whole 2.5 million people gathering to see Gaga.
Right. Well, speaking of which, there was actually an attempted attack by an anti-LGBTQ group. They were trying to request, I'm not going to go into details because I don't really want people to get any ideas, but let's just say that the bomb threat was averted.
Good.
Right?
And you know what? Oh.
Don't do bomb threats.
Stay in your own lane. Like who cares? They're not like harming you in any way just because of their sexual preference. Ugh, it makes me so mad, Curt Cruz.
Is that why we're moving on right now?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. This is fun and lighthearted. Our question of the day. Actually, it is.
It is, for sure.
It is. Well, we talked about this on Friday, and you, as always, you guys were great with your answers. Basically the question is this: is there something, and if so, what is it? Something that changed the quality of your life so much that you wish you did it sooner? And everybody was like, "Oh man, why didn't I do this years ago?"
Well, Kathy said, marry my husband. Phil said the recent use of deodorant, which I know Phil is an older gentleman. I'm not sure why he's just starting to use deodorant. Maybe
his friends helped him with that. Hey, buddy, here's an idea.
You stink.
Rita and Jan both said Weight Watchers, control your weight. And then Sonia said the thing that changed the quality of life for me so much was I moved from Oklahoma to Washington.
That's a good one. Kim said the litter bot, which isn't that the robot that cleans the kitty litter box?
The litter robot? I believe so.
Yeah, I think so. Christy said read the Bible every day. Marilyn said stay out of debt. And Jeff said therapy, which is a great one.
Good for Jeff, yeah. Dan, marrying my wife Carrie. I would likely be living under a bridge if not for her.
Aww.
Yeah. Amy said about 5 years ago I was able to identify the root cause of my itchy eczema spots on my body. And once I made changes to my diet and makeup, the eczema on my body totally cleared up.
Amanda said the gastric sleeve surgery helped her lose a bunch of weight that she felt like she's going to be stuck with for a lifetime. And it's increased her energy level, self-care habits, and her energy.
Right. Paul, and this is the thing that he also said, something changed the quality of my life so much I wish I did it sooner, was he bought his first motorcycle.
These are really great, just good answers. Cheryl said getting rid of my inflamed, unhealthy uterus. Just took it out.
Getting rid of it.
Took it out.
It's gone.
Eric said budgeted for investments. Anne said volunteer. There's nothing as great as the feeling one gets when you give someone something they would never or couldn't ever ask for.
Volunteering is a great idea. Carrie, LASIK surgery over 20 years ago. She said it was great. Shelly says, I finally got off the night shift, or I got off the night shift and my life improved so much. And Becky and Miriam, getting air conditioning and or central air. That's actually a life changer.
Corey said Eric, her husband, says it's our bidet toilet. It's pretty nice. And then Laurel follows up with that.
The
Along
bidet toilet and AC.
Yeah, and she says every time I'm away from home, I miss the bidet. And then Jessica popped into that conversation on Facebook and said, "Here's a travel bidet that I got that changed my life, so you can travel with a bidet."
Amanda said pickup delivery laundry service changed her life, and she wished she did it sooner. Merity, this is from Sean, her husband, leaving a toxic marriage and then finding the love of my life. That's a good one.
I agree with Jenna on this one. She bought a towel warmer. I just got one like in December or January, and I mean, I just love it. It's warm, warm, warm.
Nice warm towel when you get out of the shower. Michelle, Michelle Strom. She started a business. I believe that she's doing a advertising agency, right?
It is. And
yep. So
Maya said going WFPB, which I had to look up. It says it's whole food, plant-based diet.
Barb, who, by the way, I should mention, Barb did stop out yesterday in North Bend when Dana and I were at the puppy adoption event. She came all the way from Lacey to say hello, which is great to see Barb. Did you know that Barb actually remembers the very first day I was on the air, November 5th of 2002?
It does not surprise me, but
she called in because I was lamenting about not having a good pumpkin pie, and she called in the best pumpkin pies are at Costco. So that was
kind of true.
A long time ago. So Barb said retire is what she did that changed her life. Sure.
A couple more. Dorothy said, I wish I had finished college before having my children. As it is, I'm behind the 8 ball when it comes to putting into Social Security and retirement funds, and will need to delay retirement. Okay, well.
Yeah. I don't know if that was exactly the theme, but that's okay.
Okay, the ceiling fans, they should be mandatory.
Ceiling fans are awesome. And I tell you what, not just for the air circulation, but the little hum that you get, the little very quiet hum that you get, I think is helpful for me.
I'm all about that air circulation. I like to have the air circulation for sure.
It's good. It's a good thing. Thank you. Real IDs. You've been hearing about it. We've all been hearing about it for a long time. Well, guess what? The time is here. The day is coming up. If you do not have a real ID by Wednesday, this Wednesday, May 7th, you're going to want to get to the airport quite a bit earlier if you are traveling. And that's anywhere, not just around the world. This is within the country as well.
Well, and I didn't even understand this because I thought that if you didn't have the real ID, you couldn't even travel. That was
you just have to have a passport or another form of what I think that you can use a passport or if you have global entry or Nexus, that'll work. But they're just saying, plan extra time if you don't have your little real ID thing.
So, Curt, are they saying that, so if you don't have real ID, but you have the alternate form of ID, you'll need to get to the airport early because of that?
I'm not 100% sure.
We are so good.
Well, it must be or here's the thing. If you get to the airport starting Wednesday, if you get to the airport and you don't have the real ID, card, right, or driver's license, and you don't have a passport, are they saying, sorry, goodbye?
I mean, I thought that was the case. That was what they were making it seem like. Okay, here, I'm just going to read the story. The TSA says that if you don't have real ID by Wednesday, you better get to the airport at least 3 hours early because you'll be subject to delays and additional screening. And even then, you might not be cleared to fly. Okay, so there's that. Real ID driver's license has a star in the top right corner, and it shows that you've verified your identity with additional documents. Starting Wednesday, a regular old driver's license will no longer be enough to board a flight. If you don't have real ID, you'll need a passport, a U.S. passport, global entry, or Nexus, a permanent resident card, boarding crossing card, foreign government issued passport, or a veteran health ID card. If you don't have one of these, get to the airport as early as you can and bring as many other IDs with your photo as you can find.
And as you mentioned, people that if you're like today saying, hey, I'm just going to go get my real ID license today,
you cannot
also give yourself time. Yeah.
Here's the thing though, Curt, you cannot, because you can't just walk into a Department of Licensing venue and get one of these. You have to have an appointment, and there's no freaking appointment. So here's the thing. That's all nice and good that you're doing this. And I know that you've given us lots of time, but I've been looking for the past 2 months to get an appointment, and you cannot. Like there aren't any unless you, even if I wanted to travel far, like I was trying Anacortes No, sorry,
Right.
can't do it. We can't accommodate you because there's no appointments.
Right. And I might regret this as well because I'm not traveling anytime anywhere that I know of very soon. But I'm like, oh, I've got a passport. That'll be fine. But if it turns out that they say, oh, a passport, you go get in that line over there, that's a mile and a half long, but I think we've had like a decade to get this done. So
We
it serves us
have?
right. It's been a long time
Are you
that they've been
kidding me? I
talking.
did not even know. Like, I didn't know until I really feel like the campaign amped up like about 2 or 3 months ago.
All right. Well, I'm gonna look that up while you kill time.
Okay, give me some music.
I,
I
I,
want candy music.
oh, okay. Are you moving on to that story?
Yeah, because we'll come back.
Okay.
I want candy. I want candy.
This is like a Hawaiian version of this song.
I like it.
Okay. You're looking up the how
Yes.
long? Okay. Delicious or disgusting is the question. So McDonald's has a secret menu item that I didn't even know about. Apparently, many restaurants have secret menus.
I want candy.
I have more candy.
When I hit the space bar, it restarted that thing.
All right, so here's the secret menu item. And you might not be able to order it like this, but I have an alternative of how you can order it. The secret menu is cotton candy Sprite, which is why Curt played I Want Candy. What you do is you take Sprite and then you ask them to add 3 pumps of French vanilla syrup to it. As if the soda is not sweet enough, let's add a little bit more sugar to it. And pretty much everyone that tries it says it does taste like cotton candy. So,
But does that make it disgusting or delicious?
it makes me intrigued to want to try it to have my own judgment about it after I try it. I think I'm gonna try.
Okay, you can try. I would try it too. I mean, that'd be all right.
So apparently a lot of custom stuff like this you have to order in person because there's not an option to do it online through the app. McDonald's has not commented about this. So I don't even know if they've sanctioned this secret menu item. It sounds like maybe no. But you just order, hey, can I have a Sprite and with 3 pumps of vanilla or French vanilla syrup? That's
And there
it.
you go.
There's your story.
All right, I would try it.
What'd you find out?
I did find out. You're gonna be embarrassed. The original deadline, they signed the act. The Real ID Act was signed into law in 2005. And they had an original deadline that was 2008. They said you have to have your real ID by 2008, but then they extended the deadline in 2010. They extended it by 15 years. So this whole process has been going on for 20 years. And you, Jen Pirak, have like 2 months ago. Okay,
No,
I know you didn't know. Yep, that long. I haven't even looked into it, so I'm just as guilty as anybody
okay,
else.
hold on. Hold on a second.
Are you going to check your license to see if you have a star on your license?
You bet your bippy I am.
Do you have real ID and don't even know it?
I hope so. Keep going. Go to the next thing.
Go to the next story.
Yeah.
I'm still stuck on the cotton candy.
I don't have a star on it. I just have a heart, which means I'm an organ donor.
No star, just a heart.
Yeah. All right.
That's all right.
Let's continue on because I do like this next story. I like this little campaign.
Okay. This is what we're talking about. BYOC. BYOC. They're saying this is the campaign from Washington Department of Ecology. Do something grand, or would it be grande?
Grande, Curt.
Do something grande for the environment. Bring your own cup. That's the BYOC. Bring your own cup. Coffee shops and customers are embracing reuse.
Yeah. So it's a whole big thing that the Washington Department of Ecology has just kicked off, and they're asking you to first go to their website and take the pledge and commit to do your best to bring your own cup to your favorite coffee shop. No, I shouldn't say that. Many coffee shops are doing it. There's a list of them that are participating in this campaign where they welcome you to bring your own coffee cup because some places don't allow it.
Right. So you do the first that pledge to commit to do your best. The second thing is to find those coffee shops, and then prepare your cup and your routine.
Yeah, make sure your cup's by your key so you don't forget it. Have an extra cup in your car just in case you forget yours. Just have one in there. And some of the places I think are you get a discount. Like some coffee shops are offering a discount now if you bring your own cup because they benefit too because it reduced their cups, right? They don't have single-use coffee cups that they have to use with the lids and the sleeves because that's all adds expense and obviously minimize waste.
That's how the other benefits for the coffee shops as well. They gain visibility. They build customer loyalty. If they do, they should offer, like you said, they should offer discounts and rewards, and a lot of them do. And it promotes sustainability. All good things.
It's kind of a fun little. I watched their little commercial that they have for this. It's pretty cute, and they are promoting coffee shops that sign up for this in some of their campaign stuff that they're doing, which is awesome.
You know what? I don't know. I suppose all coffee shops should do this. It seems like we've all got the reusable cups, right?
There's no reason not to. I read on the website where you take the pledge that there's no law that says that you allow people to bring their own cups. So there you go. Well, help save the earth.
Real quick, yesterday, Donald Trump said that he was going to order the government to rebuild and reopen Alcatraz. Hooray! Alcatraz, the prison there off the coast of San Francisco, housed some of the most notorious criminals. Al Capone was there. Machine Gun Kelly was there. Whitey Bulger was there. So the prison has been closed for at least 60 years. Yeah, 60 years ago, due to its crumbling infrastructure and high maintenance costs.
But you can go tour it.
Yes. For now, if it becomes an actual prison again, maybe not so much. So we'll see if that happens. Right now, Trump is saying it was just an idea because they'll have to get, a lot of other people involved to see if this is okay. I read 2 stories about it. One of them was like, okay, this has been tried before and it didn't quite happen yet. Another one was like, this is a terrible idea. So
why is it a terrible idea, I wonder?
What I looked at it briefly, just because it's so outdated and the amount of money and cost involved in getting it up to current standards or whatever.
Okay.
Up to code, as they say, probably.
Okay.
It's not so good. Enjoy this, Jen, all right?
Ooh, I'm sexy and I know it. Yeah, I'm sexy and I know it.
Wow.
That's not the LMFAO version. We're looking for something that is sexy now that wasn't necessarily sexy 20 years ago.
Well, okay, so here's the deal. They're saying today's date is 5/5/25.
All right. And that's maybe why, yeah. So they're saying that they're going back 20 years to 2005 because maybe today's date is 0505. And the question was posted to the old interwebs there. What's something that's sexy now that was not sexy 20 years ago?
And some of the examples that have been posted are the lack of tattoos. In addition,
but also having tattoos.
Yeah.
They said bald guys with beards used to scream midlife crisis. Now it's a whole aesthetic. And that's pretty much true.
Sweatpants with elastic around the ankles.
Wait. Are those back in sexy again?
Well, I wouldn't know. I don't think necessarily sexy, but they are back.
They said some things that were sexy 20 years ago that aren't anymore is being a non-smoker. Wait, no, that's sexy now that wasn't 20 years ago. The other way around, yeah. Going to therapy is sexy now, and maybe it wasn't so much 20 years ago. So guess what we're looking for?
What's something sexy now that wasn't 20 years ago? We want to know your opinion.
Yes, and the things that and sometimes, in my case, like if it's clothes or whatever, I've still got the clothes from 20 years ago. If they come back around.
Good for you for still fitting in your clothes from 20 years ago, Curt Cruz.
Well, I shouldn't have been this size 20 years ago either.
Well, all right. I also wanted to remind people as we wrap up the show that tomorrow we don't have a podcast. We only have podcasts Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, new episodes.
Right. But tomorrow, though, is Give Big.
Yeah, Give Big starts tomorrow when we couldn't remind you tomorrow because we don't have a new episode. It's a 2-day campaign that Washington State does every year to help nonprofits. It's your favorite nonprofit. It's just bringing attention to donations and how important they are to make these organizations thrive. And they have, it doesn't matter what you stand for or what you love, you are going to find a charity that offers something that you can stand behind if you don't already have a favorite one.
I believe that the idea originally also was to keep it local. It's like, hey, how about these local places that you don't hear about that much? They don't have TV ads or whatever. So maybe look for some local people that and nonprofits that could use a little bit of funding as well. So, but either way, it's a great idea. As we heard earlier, the person who said volunteering is great. So is helping out financially, especially on Give Big, which is tomorrow.
Tomorrow and Wednesday. It's a
That's right, 2 days. Okay.
Yeah, 2-day campaign. It's super easy to donate too if you go to the Big Give website.
Love it. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Thank you for viewing. And we'll be back on Wednesday with a brand new program.
And until then, make good choices, find joy, spread kindness, and laugh.
Laugh.
Have a good one.